Thanks for waking up with us here on 13 Sunrise. Hope your Tuesday is off to a great start as we give you a live look over downtown Indy here this morning. So we've been pretty dry around here, and we certainly started off cold yesterday. It seems like we're kind of moving into a week that might see some changes.
Yeah, what
You think?
Yeah, yeah.
Big.
But hey, yesterday we're in the low 30s. Today we're going to be in the 80s. I mean, that's like a 50-degree jump that some folks are going to see today. And we're already starting there, Julia, because 63 in Indy. That's right, 63 in Indy and Brownsburg, 63 in Carmel and Fishers this morning. Shelbyville, you're at 65, but how about this? Bloomington is at 68 degrees this morning, and throughout the Midwest, it's warm here. How much warmer is it than yesterday? Well, right now, Bloomington is 32 degrees warmer than at this time yesterday, 21 degrees warmer here, almost 30 degrees warmer in Muncie and in Lafayette. So when you get that kind of change, I know a lot of you are wondering, hey, should I even wear a jacket to work? If you're not cold-natured this morning, you should be okay. The winds are beginning to gust effectively. 23-mile-per-hour wind gusts at Muncie and also at Greencastle at the airports at those locations. Now, it's going to be a lot windier than that. In fact, you see this? Kansas City now with a 40-mile-per-hour wind gust. That's the type of thing that we're going to experience here a little bit later on today. Want to remind you there is a red flag warning that will go into effect at 1 o'clock today until 8 p.m. And the reason for that is sustained winds of 20 miles per hour, but gusts in excess of 40. So sunny skies and mild today, 69 by 10 a.m. We're in the mid 70s at lunchtime, and then eventually this record flirting high of 81. And we'll get to that in just a few minutes. But Lindsay, let's take a look at the south side this morning, right?
Yeah, that's right. I wanted to get everyone updated on some of these ramp closures along 465 at Harding Street. It's all of the ramps on the west side of Harding that are currently blocked. Now, this closed at the end of September, expected to be a 60-day closure. So this will remain blocked at least through late November or early December. So the alternate route would be if you're trying to get off of 465 eastbound at Harding Street to utilize those new 69 southbound ramps. You could take that down to Southport Road, where you can then re-enter 69 northbound to get onto the interstate. This is what that looks like. Again, this is where that ramp is blocked, and then this is where you would want to utilize that alternate route. This is 69 there at the new Epler Avenue. No accidents or delays, which is good. So we enter into the 6 o'clock hour, but we'll keep you posted with any changes.
All right, thanks, Lindsay. We have new information to breaking news we've been following all morning long. Police now confirming just about 5 minutes ago that a woman was shot at a home just north of IMS.
And we know right now she's listed in critical condition. So we want to give you a look at the scene here right now. This is on Digby Court near 30th and Eagledale Drive on the west side. Police again confirming so far that they were called to this home on Digby Court around 4:30 on reports of someone being shot. They found that woman with a gunshot wound. Again, she's been taken to the hospital in critical condition, but that large police presence still on the scene here. You can see crime tape and what seems to be markings there for evidence at the crime. So we'll continue to keep you updated on this story and how it might be affecting that neighborhood this morning. Well, new for you, we are working to find out more about a severe crash in downtown Indy this morning. It happened in the southbound lanes of I-65 and 21st Street.
Right now, state police say a wrong-way driver collided into a semi-truck. Medics at the scene rushed the driver to the hospital. We know the driver of the semi also went to the hospital.
We are trying to find out the condition of both. We have reached out to crash scene investigators. They do tell us they are looking at impairment and seeing if that played a role in the crash.
6:04 this morning, we are starting with new information in the Deli Murders trial. Gut-wrenching insight into what may have happened in Abby Williams and Libby German's final moments.
Yesterday, the court heard testimony from an investigator about DNA evidence and blood spatter at the crime scene. Libby German's grandmother obviously reeling from those painful details, openly crying in court.
And now we want to walk you through some of those details, and we do want to warn you that some of them may be hard to hear. Our Sia New Yorker joins us live in the studio to kind of break down some of the major takeaways from yesterday.
Yes, good morning, Julia. Good morning, Matthew. It was, like you mentioned, very emotional in that courtroom as investigators showed those graphic photos of a bloody crime scene. Now, our Bob Siegel and our Emily Lognecker are in the courtroom, and several jurors looked away, and Libby's grandmother put her head in her head and she wept, as you mentioned. Now, Monday afternoon's testimony came from an expert on blood pattern analysis who testified about the blood found at the crime scene. He told the jury that most of the blood was Libby German's and it was found in different spots at that scene. Now, Major Pat Cicero says he believes that Abby Williams died in the same spot where she was attacked, saying there was no blood on her hands, which he called, quote, very unusual. Cicero said Libby German was likely attacked close by and was at one point, quote, moving and basically walking in blood.
Wow. Very hard to hear those details. Do we know if the expert said anything about Libby's body?
Yes, actually, the sheriff Cicero spoke about where Libby was found dead and the evidence surrounding it. Now, he also confirmed his belief that both Libby and Abby's bodies were likely moved after they died. He says the blood on Abby's chin was a sign that she'd been moved because blood would normally flow down from a neck wound, not up. He also believes that Libby was later dragged a short distance to a large tree where she left a bloody handprint shaped like an upside down L on one of the trees. Now, he testified that markings near Libby's eyes were consistent with tears. And that's when Libby's grandmother put her head in her hands and wept. Yeah, so again, your heart just really goes out to her. We expect to hear more testimony today. We're going to get into another witness from day 9 who's going to talk about some of the DNA evidence that was found there at the scene, coming up on Sunrise at 6:30.
All right, see ya. We'll see you then.
Thank you.
And we want to remind you, every weeknight we break down what happens in court that day in our Delphi debrief. Our reporters in Delphi and our legal analysts will take a deep dive, a look at this case.
And you can watch that right now on our WTHR Plus streaming app. It is free to download on Apple TV, Amazon Fire Stick, and Roku. This morning, we have new video to show you of the moments before a police shooting on the city's east side. This video you see right here on your screen was given to 13 News from a doorbell camera at a home. It shows the shooting on Sunday near 10th and Sherman.
You can hear there police in the video telling the suspect to put his hands up and then shots being fired. Investigators say this started while they were investigating a theft in the area. Now, all of a sudden, a car pulls up, a woman hops out, and the man driving the car allegedly had been holding her at gunpoint after carjacking her. When officers tried to approach the car, the driver pointed a gun, and that's when they had to fire. At last check, that man was still in critical condition.
This morning, we're working to see if charges will be filed against 10 people arrested over the weekend.
Those arrests happening during an operation to crack down on reckless driving. During the operation, IMPD told us that they worked state police impound cars and busted large spinning gatherings. They also found missing children during the operation. IMPD shared these pictures of some of the cars they have impounded. Officers say they also arrested adults and minors across the city.
We're encouraging you and we're telling you it's not safe to do. And if you choose to do it, you likely could face charges.
Some of those arrested face preliminary charges of reckless driving to resisting law enforcement. Right now, Metro Police are providing resources to help stop domestic violence here in Marion County.
This is called Operation Domestic Disruption. It's the 5th time they've done this in just 2 years. In fact, this is video from the operation shared by IMPD. They say it's designed to find those violent abusers who have open warrants but are still walking free. And Deputy Chief Kendall Adams says this operation is working.
Of the thousands of domestic violence warrants that are out there, we're going after what we consider the most violent.
Of the nearly 30 offenders on their radar for this operation, Metro Police say they found 18 of them so far.
Now, the family of a man shot and killed by police last year is suing the city and the IMPD officer involved. Darcel Edwards was shot a year ago. The lawsuit alleges excessive force, wrongful death, and tampering with evidence. It claims Edwards was shot in the back and was not a threat to officers. Police say Edwards drove away from a traffic stop and crashed into the car last October. Officers found Edwards in a tree. In a body cam video, you can hear officers tell him, quote, not to reach before there are shots fired. Police never located a gun in the area.
And this morning, the former Center Township constable wants her plea agreement thrown out. You might recall Denise Hatch pleaded guilty to felony official misconduct, unlawful carry of a handgun, and disorderly conduct. Well, she has had several run-ins with police. Hatch's attorney says the plea was, quote, not knowingly and voluntarily made. Since taking that plea deal, Hatch was removed from office. According to court documents, a hearing on this matter is set for November 12th.
Good morning. It is 6:10. How about on this day of record warm temperatures, a fall foliage update? Well, the wind we're going to get will knock off many leaves today and tomorrow. Rain Thursday will knock them off. Still, the color expands. If you're headed to beautiful Brown County today, hang on to your hat. Winds gusting to 40 miles per hour and a high of 81. We're back with your forecast in minutes.
And holiday travel, we know, will be here before we know it. Now, there are some new rules you'll want to know about before stepping on that plane. Before your next flight, here are the new protections at 6:45.
And this morning, we are now a week away from Election Day as both presidential candidates make their final push. Their closing arguments coming up at 6:15.